Do I need a headboard and a footboard?
I am the production prop supervisor for Broadway shows. And what that means is that I am in charge of getting, building, buying, stealing, all of the props in the show. We have this sort of joke about props. It's not just teacups and doilies anymore. It's a lot of high-tech stuff. If you see a show that has cars in it or a train in it or, you know, those kinds of things, we have to deal with all those things, and they can be really, really complicated. People may not necessarily recognize that they're looking at the props, and maybe we hope that they don't. But as an overall thing, it contributes to the experience of going to the theater.
I'm a little concerned about the weight.
When I'm starting on a show, I start with the designer. We got together and we looked at the model, looked at what the furniture pieces looked like, or what we thought they might look like, looked at the colors, looked at what the draperies might want to look like. It's all sort of a general sense. I mean, he has an idea in his head, and so we start there. Maybe you bring pictures, or maybe you look at books and say, is it this, is it this? And a lot of times it's not that. But it's the only way to find out what it is. You know, if you get all the stuff that's wrong, you begin to get an idea of what might be right. But we just go around and we take pictures of things and we take measurements and we bring in these piles of photographs for the designer. And he, in this case Derek, just goes through them and says, you know, no, 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 yes. This was Joe's sofa. Well, this wasn't the first choice. We actually bought this one. That one didn't work. So we wound up having to buy another one, and we bought this one.
Let us begin. Mother, dear mother, do not cry.
With a show like Little Women, which is a period show and takes place during and after the Civil War, we can do research to find out what the furnishings might have looked like. The hardest prop I've ever had to produce was probably all of the props that any designer or director has said they want that don't really exist. In Little Women, Jo March, who's an aspiring writer, carries around with her continually a portfolio. You know when you see it what it is, and you know it belongs to her. And inside are these manuscripts that she carries all the time. And it's all her stories that she writes.
I gotta get this first. You get the story first.
She's always got it tucked under her arm. And that's a piece that didn't exist anywhere. We made it.
I will not disappear without a trace.
It's a piece that went through numerous sort of attempts at getting the size, getting the look. It became sort of a complicated thing, and it took a really long time to get it to where it is. Props figure in as part of the whole picture because I think that everything that you see on stage contributes to the kind of experience that you have when you go see a show. You can't see the props if you don't have lights. You can't hear the actors if you don't have sound. They'd be naked if you didn't have clothes, and they'd be sitting on a bare stage if they didn't have props.
From now on!